Hey, what's going on, y'all? Now, in today's video, I'd like to talk about semen retention. Fall in love with the process. On this journey, you're going to face temptations, you're going to face challenges, but you're also going to see a lot of benefits. You're going to see a lot of things that encourage you to stay on the journey. And I encourage you to fall in love with not only the benefits, but the challenges too. You're going to face a lot of things that make you want to hop off this path. Setbacks, trials, many things that might pull you off course. But it's when you are in love with the journey, in love with both the challenging aspects of it and the benefits that you receive, that you're all the more willing to hop back on the path and keep trotting forward, keep pressing onward. That should be our goal, to keep going forward. And when you fall in love with the journey, that process becomes all the easier. Some examples. Whenever you face the temptation of a relapse, whenever that, and recently it's been hitting me because I've been going deeper and deeper on this retention journey. And the farther you get, sometimes the stronger the temptation goes. The harder it comes. Pause. But it's like the temptations get strong, and so you have to be ready and willing to fight back against those temptations. You have to be, encouraged. You have to encourage yourself to fight back against that. It's when you're in love with the journey that becomes easier. I'll be laying in bed and, something that happens is with more testosterone, you're gonna get morning wood and more than just morning wood. Every occasion wood, bruh. And the temptation is to grab the handle and go crazy, right? With or without any kind of stimulation, the mind just starts giving you pictures, and you have to be willing to just shut that down. But it's harder to do that if you're not in love with the journey of retention. But the beautiful thing about it is that when I see those temptations as an opportunity to conquer myself, as an opportunity to become more resilient against temptations. Because every time I beat that temptation down, it becomes all the easier to do that again in the future. It becomes a habit for me to say no to that temptation and just keep it pushing. And because I'm in love with the journey, because I'm in love with everything that the journey does for me, the strength, the confidence, the ease, the motivation, the energy, everything that comes with this journey, because I'm in love with that as well, I value all that far too much to let it go for 5 seconds of pleasure. Because really, that whole time you're whacking your meat, bro, dusting the handle, playing with your joystick, you're just trying to get to that climax. And once you're at that climax, it's all over. What'd you gain? Nothing. You lost. Game over. For the next week, you got to regain that. And even releases, nighttime emissions, that'll be a setback on your journey. There was a time, especially when they happened like double in a row, and bro, I used to be having tons of succubus in my dreams, just trying to get me to nut. It was so frustrating. It was so frustrating. I had to watch like twice a week, twice a week. I had to fight these dreams where these succubus would be trying to get me. When you're in your sleep state, you're a lot more malleable. So it was a difficult prospect for me to stay strong and fight these demons off. But after a while, I figured that shit out. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't going to let that hold me back. I learned how to keep pushing, how to stay strong. And it's because I was in love with the journey that I didn't care to let that stop me. I didn't care to let, succubus hold me down. I was annoyed, I was frustrated, I was beyond enraged by those situations, but I didn't let that stop me from staying on the path. It bothered me that I had all these setbacks, all these continuous remissions, but I wasn't gonna let that stop me. I was in love with the process. And I was in love with conquering. You know what I'm saying? And after a while, I did start conquering in my dreams. They got clever. But hey, bro, I got around it. You know what I'm saying? I started conquering it. And I don't get them nearly as frequently anymore. So And knock on wood, but it's like, ideally, I made it past that stage due to uh, my resilience, but my fortitude to continue to push through. And then the flip side, you gotta fall in love with the benefits. You have to value the fact that you're gonna have more motivation the next day you wake up and don't nut. You're gonna have more strength. You're gonna have, further ability or further ambition to achieve success. You're gonna have the ability to do everything that you set your mind to. The power of retention is limitless. And it's when you start to tap into that power that you truly value it. It's when you truly value it that you can fall in love with it. And when you love something, you shouldn't let it go. Unless, of course, it requires that. But, it's like you hold on to the things you love. And when you hold on to retention, you'll go farther and farther than you've ever gone before. Just compare, if you're ever gonna, you feel these temptations to bust a nut, just think about if you have felt the consequences of releasing deep into retention. Think about the lack of motivation, the inability to look others in the eye, the general weakness that you're gonna feel around other people because you just dumped all your testosterone out. Just think about that and compare that to the strength that you have achieved. Compare that to the motivation, the power, the glow, the power coming out your eyes, everything. Just compare those two. And then ask yourself, is this 5 seconds of pleasure worth it? And if you've fallen in love with the journey, the answer is always going to be no. No way in no universe is this the better option. Unless it's with the girl you love. That's a different story. That's bonding. But when you're by yourself, fucking yourself, sheesh, man, it's a complete waste. It's a complete waste. Because you could be salvaging yourself. You could be building yourself up as opposed to wasting yourself. So fall in love with the process, my friends. It'll take you farther than you've ever gone before. All right. Take care, y'all. Peace.